Hello everyone, welcome to a new series that I'm doing. And basically, I'm going to talk about whatever I want. And today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Wii U. And why you would buy one in 2021. That's right. But, God, it's been 10 years since the Wii U came out. That's kind of crazy. Maybe not 10 years, but like, very close. And also I have to mention today's special guest, this pair of tweezers. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but they are very much real. And it is joining me because, nobody would want to talk about the Wii U. I don't know why. But I recently decided that I was going to buy one. And so, I'm going to talk about why I would buy a Wii U in 2021, and I'm going to talk about my Wii U specifically, and my experience with it so far. But, so originally I wasn't going to buy a Wii U, however I saw this one listing for it, and it was actually really good. So, it was a complete Nintendo Wii U, the 32GB model, for just $115, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But if you compare the actual price of a Wii U, that is actually really cheap. And I don't think I mentioned this, it is a complete set. Right? I didn't just get a console and a gamepad. I got a console, gamepad, and every single cable that I could want, and a little bit of extras like the Wii U gamepad, like charging stand or whatever, and also the stands for the Wii U console itself, if you want to have it be standing vertically. I don't know why you would do that, but if you are a psychopath, there is an option for it. And so, it was already a great price, and so I was like, okay, you know what? I can buy it, because what you need to know is that Nintendo Wii U, it's a two-part console basically. There's the console itself and there's the gamepad, and you need both of them to be able to use the Wii U entirely. The gamepad is literally completely useless without the console, and the console doesn't know what to do if it doesn't have a gamepad. However, finding both of those, right, is actually a little bit weird, because there's only one of them that's expensive. Because the Wii U gamepad, despite being literally weighing like two grams, it costs, a pretty good amount. Usually are gonna run you around like $70 to $80, and kind of on the lower end, and like you're kind of around like 80 to 90 is where you're really gonna find it. And then the Wii U console itself, that can hang around anywhere from $30 to $40 on the low end, and 40 to 50 on the regular end. And so if you're adding those numbers up, you might notice that for the console and gamepad alone, if you were to order them together, at most you could probably get it for around $112, $120, and I got a complete set with both of them and all the cables for $115. So not only was the price extremely good, but the condition listed was better, right? Because all they said was that everything was perfectly working, everything, right? It had a copy of Mario Kart 8 pre-installed, and there was only one scratch on the screen, and it was extremely small, and we'll talk about those scratches later. And so, I was like, alright, I've always wanted a Wii U, but I just never really thought like I was gonna buy one, because it's a little bit it's a little expensive, right? Wii U's have always kind of been a thing, but there's still a lot of good reasons to buy a Wii U, and the first one is just there are still a lot of really good games on the Wii U. And plus, if you don't own a Switch already, which, I do, but if you don't own a Switch already, a Wii U will cost you only $160 compared to the $200 for a Switch Lite, or $300 for just the regular one, or $350 if you're weird and buy an OLED model. So, and all of the Wii U, a lot of the really good Switch games are on Wii U. Mario Kart 8, I'd argue Deluxe is better, but I also played Deluxe more. Pikmin 3 works best on Wii U. There's also New Super Mario Bros. U. You get Smash 4 if you're, again, a psychopath. And, lots of things. Lots of great games. Breath of the Wild's on the Wii U. And, this is kind of more me personally, you got Minecraft Wii U Edition, right? Which is actually a really big deal for me specifically. Because I already own Minecraft Switch Edition, and I recently bought Xbox One Edition, but those are the two consoles that are stuck on pre-aquatic, and Wii U is aquatic update. So I get a new, entirely like new thing to work with for speedruns, and I get access to a whole new tutorial world, which is really good for me specifically. But now I want to talk about a little bit about the condition my Wii U came in, because I got it in the mail. It took around like 6 or 7 days or something. But one thing I will say is that I got some free games. All right, I wasn't expecting this. They never said anything, but I got Pokken Tournament, Lego Star Wars, and Angry Birds Star Wars, and they're free. However, we didn't test them. But I also got a note, and I'm gonna go grab that note real quickly. Alright, I have grabbed a piece of paper. Don't know if these work or not. They weren't tested. Hopefully you have some luck with them. Either way, they're free. Now, not only did I get 3 free games, but I also got a note from the seller himself, which I've never gotten before. But you know what this means, right? Is that, I now know how the seller writes. So if I need to forge a signature, I can totally do that, right? I know his name. I'm not gonna say it because you know what? I'll keep that to myself after I forge it. I'm not going to, but like, what if I need to? What if I need to? So, sadly, the only one that I actually cared about, Pokken Tournament, decided to not work, which is very annoying. However, there is one good thing about it, is that they didn't just come in just disc. They actually came in boxes. And one of them was complete. I believe it was Lego Star Wars, but I bought Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival a long time ago. Kind of as a joke, kind of not as a joke, But when I got it from GameStop, the case was brutal. Alright, it was like there was no plastic on the outside to hold the box art like together. The actual case had was broken. And it was just not a good box. And now, thankfully, because Pokken Tournament didn't work, I decided to switch the boxes around. So I took everything out of that Pokken Tournament box and put everything Amiibo Festival related into it, and I put everything bad about Pokken Tournament. And I put it on the terrible box. So now it's perfect, And I get the good game stays in the good box, and the garbage game stays in the trash box. It all works out perfectly. I mean, not really. Pokken Tournament's actually pretty good, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about Amiibo Festival. But when I got my Wii U, let's just say it wasn't perfectly described. I'll grab it right now. It's not too far away from me, but remember how I said there was only one scratch mark and it was very small? Well, let me just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's kind of scratched. Not like dangerously scratched, not unplayable scratched, but there are scratch marks in it. Way more than just the one he listed. And it's a he, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. It doesn't really matter, but a lot more than was initially sold to me. So I will say that was my main complaint with this console so far. There are other issues, like when I press the R, sometimes it gets stuck, which is annoying. You can kind of hear it a little bit there, but yeah, sometimes it'll get stuck. The right thumbstick it's not perfect. I mean, it has signs of wear. I would say that's the biggest thing. And that I also got he also gave me a Wii remote. There's just one problem with it. It is a third-party Wii remote, which is not good. That is not good at all. And if you're wondering why, well, why isn't it good? Well, first of all, it's made by Nyko. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's made by Nyko, so I wouldn't trust it. But I did get a Wii jacket out of it, so that's kind of cool. I have it with me right now because I have everything on me. But the Wii jacket itself is also slightly damaged. The centerpiece inside of it, it's split in two. So it doesn't fit perfectly around everything, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Yes, it is an official Wii jacket. I can verify that it is not Nyko made, or else I would actually have trust issues for the rest of my life. But overall, everything was pretty nice. But my experience with the Wii U has also been kind of shaky a little bit. Nothing's been outright like terrible. It's just that those scratch marks that I mentioned are on the digitizer, right? I'm pretty sure they're only digitizer level, they're not on the LCD itself, which is really, thankfully, that's great for me. However, that does mean that sometimes I do get shadow presses. Worst. Like, actually the worst. Because you just cannot use your Wii U for a little bit of time. And so, again, with the shadow presses, it's a little bit annoying, but you can easily work around it by just not playing the Wii U when you wanted to. Like, that's kind of annoying, but I mean, and then Wii U experience itself has been kind of alright. I've had issues with the USB drive, kind of just like not reading games. Sorry for my cats in the background, they're kind of going crazy. But I mean, it's nothing, again, like nothing like terrible, like nothing unplayable. It just means I have to like, sometimes just the Wii U just will not work, right? Because you need the USB drive inserted, and I like the storage. You know, sometimes I'll just say like USB, you know, like don't eject USB and it restarts. Even like, and I'm not gonna be the first person to win it. I'm gonna be the first person to win it. But I'm not terribly mad because, you know, I did pay $115, and it works most of the time, and that's good enough, right? I can turn it on right now, and there's a high chance that it'll work just fine. But there was a little bit of a me being dumb moment. Yes, you can hear it turning on probably, because it actually came with the stylus, which I was not expecting, and instantly I broke the stylus day one, or maybe day two, because apparently the little piece on the top on the back is what keeps it in place. And I accidentally ripped that off because it was starting to bend back a little bit, so I just bent it all the way off. And so now, it doesn't stay in place, and that is a really bad problem when you're playing a game that requires gyros. So you flick your Wii U into the air, and the stylus goes, I don't know where. Not potentially could have happened to me. All right, I think I've pretty much talked about everything on the Wii U. Wii menu! Okay, so it has a virtual Wii baked in, but that virtual Wii doesn't have system settings option. Like, it's so bare bones. I kind of hate it. You know what I mean? Okay, I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Alright, well, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Make sure you kind of leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. This has been Off the Record, part 1. I definitely want to do more of these in the future. Wii U, so I might have to change it up a little bit. And alright, I'll see you later.